As the dumangan woman departed from her beloved human daughter, she wove silently through the crowd still paying their respects. Her own farewell had already been spoken, to both the man and the child. She avoided his new partner, knowing the danger her presence could bring. A few words, a lingering glance, and doubts could take root. Humans are like that, always weaving stories where none exist. Regret tugged at her thoughts, unraveling into questions she had long tried to ignore. Was it worth it, hiding myself from him out of fear? She replayed the moments she could never reclaim. I could have denied my powers, brushed his suspicions away with laughter. Maybe I should have turned it all into a joke, something we could have shared. But, her thoughts faltered, what if he hated me for it, for making him look a fool? Humans are like that. Or perhaps I should have trusted him, she admitted to herself, given him the truth and the chance to decide for himself. Could he have accepted me? Could we have found another way? Her musings halted as something tugged at her awareness. The shadows of the trees and boulders shifted, so faintly it was almost imperceptible. Where they should have stretched long and away from the moonlight, they bent instead toward the moon, as though bowing in silent reverence. Few would notice, but for her it was impossible to ignore. The hum of the world around her continued unabated. Humans murmured over the plans for the burial jar, debating what designs would honor his memory. Cicadas and frogs added their voices to the night, an unseen orchestra carried on the breeze. The melody was soft, yet unrelenting, a backdrop to something far greater stirring in the air. This is not human work, yet it feels neither malicious nor unnatural. What is this? Her eyes lingered on the moon, brighter now than moments before. Its light poured across the bamboo grove like silver threads, stitching the land together. I should remain with the humans. They know so little, yet they are more dangerous than any creature I've known. Her years among humans had taught her this truth. The fiercest monsters could crumble under the weight of their fear. Yet there are humans who stand firm, their fear alchemized into something extraordinary. They call it courage, though they often confuse it with recklessness. And then there is their music. Her thoughts softened. That strange rhythmic clamor that can transform fear into defiance, weakness into strength. It is terrifying how they harness the intangible. It is said that when they were created, they disobeyed and were cursed with hard labor, sickness, and death. She had never understood why they weren't simply discarded, but now, having loved one, she felt a deep gratitude for their persistence. This presence, she felt, it could not be here to destroy. Among so many humans in heightened emotional states, even the faintest hint of mysticism would become the stuff of legend, told and retold for generations. And if the man had truly angered an evil being, she would have known. Taking a deep breath, she steadied herself. Please, wait. Startled, she turned to see a dark-skinned woman standing in the moonlight, her form radiating an otherworldly presence. Delicate silver speckles shimmered along her arms, weaving into the fabric of her clothing like threads of light. As the woman raised her head and opened her eyes, a faint white glow emanated from them, a soft but undeniable luminescence. It was as if the moon itself resided within her gaze. Or perhaps the moon was merely a reflection of her. The moon dragon stood silently for a moment, observing the dumangan woman from a distance. The faint silver glow of her speckles caught the moonlight, casting a soft radiance that blended with the natural surroundings. She moved closer, her steps deliberate, each one barely disturbing the earth beneath her feet. I'm sorry for your loss. I know words mean little in the face of such grief, but I have known loss as well. I would not have approached you at such a time if it weren't important. The dumangan woman turned, her expression guarded but not unkind. The exhaustion in her eyes was plain, yet there was a quiet strength there too,
a determination to endure. I felt something, a presence. Was it you? Yes. I watched, but I did not wish to intrude, not until now. You remind me of someone I once knew, a dumangan like you. He had your resilience, your will to protect, but he feared me, and that fear drove him away. I couldn't ask him in the way I hoped to. I don't want to make that mistake again. What do you want from me? Not what you think. You've given so much already. Your fields flourish, your people thrive, yet you stand here alone, carrying the weight of it all. I need help, yes, but not at the cost of your heart. I have seen what happens when too much is taken from someone. I don't want that for you.
Help with what? The Wendigos. They spread their hunger and despair, consuming all they touch. I have a plan to stop them, but it requires cooperation, strength, and trust. Your fields have the potential to be the heart of that plan. I can guide you, protect you, but only if you are willing. The dumangan woman hesitated, the weight of the past day pressing on her like a stone. But beneath her exhaustion was a spark of curiosity, and perhaps a hint of hope. What if I say no? Then I will leave you in peace. Your grief is your own, and I will not steal more from you than life already has. But please hear me out before you decide. The moon dragon took a step closer, the soft silver glow of her skin illuminating the dumangan woman's weary face. She paused, as if gathering strength, before speaking again. Her voice was softer now, tinged with an unmistakable sorrow. I do not come to you lightly. The Wendigos, these creatures of endless hunger, have taken everything from me. They came when the land grew barren, when their cravings turned to flesh. My soulmate was their victim, consumed by their ravenous need. The dumangan woman's eyes widened, her guard softening as she felt the weight of the dragon's confession. He was a remarkable human. He carried stones, strange and powerful, that allowed him to travel vast distances in the blink of an eye. It was how we met, how we loved, despite the odds. Together, we even had a child, a boy, half of me, half of him. I thought he would be a bridge between our worlds, a being of harmony. Her voice broke for a moment, and she looked away, her moonlit eyes shimmering with unshed tears. But the Wendigos, they tainted him. A single bite was all it took. That poison twisted my son, gave him their endless hunger, but with my kind strength and cunning. He became something I can barely comprehend, a force driven to consume everything, guided by intentions as sharp as a human's. He is out there now, and he spreads their blight farther than they ever could on their own. The dumangan woman's breath caught, her hand instinctively clutching her chest as the horror of the dragon's story unfolded. The Wendigos are not content with my son alone. Each season, more of them migrate south, leaving nothing in their wake. They devour the land, the creatures, the very earth itself. Anything that survives their path eventually succumbs. A bite, a scratch, it's all it takes. And once the infection takes root, it consumes the heart and soul. The victim craves everything until there is nothing left.
I tried to stop them. I had one seed, a single hope, and I placed it far to the northwest on an island shrouded in cold and mist. From that seed a tree has grown, its fruit potent enough to shame the Wendigos, to drive them away. But it is not enough. A single tree cannot feed this fight. I cannot find the dumangan I entrusted with the seed. He vanished, and I do not know if he even lives. I need help. I need you. Your fields, your skill, your resilience, they could grow the orchards we need to drive back this tide of despair." The moon dragon stepped back slightly, giving the dumangan woman space to absorb her words. "I know I ask much, but if we do nothing, one day nothing will remain, not for your people, not for mine, not for anyone." The dumangan woman listened intently, her hands clasped tightly before her. The moon dragon's words weighed heavily on her heart. Her love for her people, her solemn promise to the daughter of the man she cherished, and the sheer enormity of the task at hand clashed within her. She opened her mouth to respond, but faltered, her uncertainty clear in her eyes. "It's not that I don't want to help, but I have obligations here. His daughter needs me now more than ever. I promised I would guide her, help her carry on, and the thought of crossing the salty waters, it terrifies me. It's too easy to lose your way out there. The land is my anchor, my guide. To leave it feels unmooring. We are tied to the land. It's who we are. To sever that connection, even temporarily, I don't know if I can. I understand your hesitation. It is no small thing to leave behind what you know, what grounds you. But the need is so great, Dumangan. If we do nothing, the wendigos will spread from the rising of the sun to its setting and beyond, devouring everything in their path. The orchards must stretch as far as the eye can see if we are to have any hope of stopping them. I hear your urgency, but I can't simply abandon my promises here, nor can I rush into something so immense without trust, without knowing it's the right path. I do not ask for blind faith. You are right to tread cautiously. So let us begin with what feels manageable to you. It's not a full solution, but it's something, a step in the right direction. That is all I ask for now, steps in the right direction. Together we can figure out the rest." The dumangan woman extended her hand, and the moon dragon clasped it with a reverence that spoke of mutual respect. Their shared purpose hung between them, fragile yet promising, like a seed waiting to take root.